Miranda from My Scrappy Life, and welcome back to my channel. This is a process video for two parts. The first part is Confessions of the Paper Addict cut file shop, where I am going to use this framed cut file. I will link it down below and everything. I can't quite remember what it's called, but it was about three seasons ago, 3 falls ago. I am going back to my November and trying to knock out my November photos from 2 years ago so that I've done December already, and then I can roll into 2023's photos. So these photos are of my husband's first day at his internship that he had through the Army when he went from being active duty through Skill Bridge. They give them an internship to get him self-acclimated into the real world. And then in March of 2023, he started working at his current job that he has now. So that's a little bit about the photos. That's this. And the other part is collaboration with Mad About mini paper pads. And I got out the Farmstead Harvest collection. I did use these 3 pages that were from the mini kit to do these. And obviously I will use one pattern paper that came from the big kit, and then I'll stick to all the small stuff, and I've got all of the little doodads, this, that, and the other with it. And then quite a bit, almost I think all of this is that set, because I've gotten this stuff quite a bit over and over. So let's see what I can do. Alright, the cut file is called Fall Stacked Framed. Fall Framed Stacked, I think. Let me look here. Fall Stacked Frames. And I have used this before. I actually used this when it first came out back in 2020, when I was going through all of my castle, my castle photos while I was over in Europe. And I was like, I wanted to add some pizzazz or something to this layout for my husband when he was doing, like I explained in the intro, it's for, his skill bridge, which was the transitional phase between military to civilian life. And I was like, ooh, this will work. And then I decided to pair this up with Mini Pad Monday, or Mad About Mini Pads. And for the most part, I really don't dip into any other pages to do anything like the backing or any of that sort, except for this 12x12 layout. Everything else was out of the 6x8 paper pad. So I did a really good job on that. Make sure that when I release down below the description, all of that information will be down below on who is going to be partaking in the Mad About mini paper pads, and follow along with that because it is interesting to see how they use their mini pads. Now, I am just taking the same color tones that I did inside and back the cut file with my mini pads as well. I wanted to do the same framing around my photos. And then I did take a 6x8 piece of paper from the pad, and I backed that framed up, and then I leave the rest the way it is. And then I come in and I do something really fun, and it worked out wonderful. I was a little skeptical because I do have a black background, and I wanted it to stick out but not too drastic. And backing this photo with white, doing a white cardstock and then keeping it light, it really popped off the page. But I really wanted it to pop off even more. So I went and got my stencil, and this stencil is one of Virginia's cut files that I turned into a stencil. And then I grabbed my Crafter's Workshop. I grabbed the, what is it called? It's the Tacky When Dry Gel medium, because I am going to use deco foiling. And wait until you see how this turns out. Now, you got to let this stuff completely dry. The one thing that I have learned, and I've learned really well with this, is it is this color, and then when it is ready to go, it turns completely clear. So that's how I found to get this to work. And then those stars came out. Look how sparkly gorgeous those stars are. So I made sure that they were in the corners where the big pumpkin was not. So I took off all of the stuff that, the dimensionals and stuff that I used from Stampin' Up. And I placed that down. And then my title is going to be called Memories, because ultimately this is a memory in his life on the transition, because after being in the military for 24 years, this is his only second job. He has never done anything else. So now he's like, if you want to say, on his third job, because this one was Skillbridge, which was an internship, which was like a job. And then in March of that same year, which was 2023, he transitioned and found a full-time job where he is at now, and he stayed with that. So ultimately in his career, he has only worked 3 jobs. So that's that's a lot of praise that you can give to some of these soldiers for sure, because they just don't hop. Once they stay, they stay. So here I am. I'm just kind of going through all of these embellishments. So over time, I've gotten quite a bit of these embellishments, and I've got to kind of just pick and choose, because it does become a little overwhelming on the amount that I have. So I found some of these pumpkins to add up on top, and then I used the leaves that are part of the cut file to like back that pumpkin. So then that worked out. And then I found some of the vellums that comes with this collection to put down in other spots, because I wanted the stars to peek through, but not like a lot. So the vellum works out wonderful in that regards. And then I ended up getting 2 pieces cut. And I think, to be really honest, either I cut it, because I think I got this from the scrap room, and then I just kind of cut it so that it could fit in my little packet at the time. And I used the little puffy stickers to kind of fill in the little spots that I wanted to add a little bit of something extra to it. Now make sure that you go check out Confessions of the Paper Addict Cut File Shop. Everything will be linked down below for her. Virginia is amazing. I have used some of the new ones that she came out with this for the month of January, but I went backwards after I got done with that painstakingly month of December, and just dealing with greens and reds and whites and those tones, that I wanted to pick back up where I left off in November to finish out. So that is what I'm doing here. That's why you see me going fall, and then I went back into her stash of cut files. And it is okay to go back and reuse a cut file that you've already used. That is the thing. Just because you got it once, or just because you purchased it and then you have it and then you use it, does not mean you can't use it again. I remember I did a layout for me that is completely different than what I did here. So yeah, that is what I'm doing here. So lastly, I'm just adding these little bits to it, and then I do come in with some gold splatters. So make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you. I am on my way to 4,000 subscribers, and I would love to have you as part of my YouTube family. Make sure that you go check out Mad About paper pads, mini paper pads, along with Confessions of the Paper Addict Cut File Shop. All of the information will be linked down below. Like and subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff, subbies, all of that. The still shots are coming up. I hope that you guys are all staying safe. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.